Welcome into the CHGO Bears Podcast on this Bears Friday. If there's one thing this franchise can dominate, it is Thursday night football.
Victory Friday.
I've never seen you this casual. This is the most look at this guy.
I know.
Look, let's just be honest.
I'm not one to talk, but like this is kind of how I always dress.
Well,
so
I'm 32% here right now. Okay.
Oof.
Oh, that's just. Carmen V's in the house,
No,
man.
no, we were actually just talking about how the vibes are good right now. Lawrence, of all people, Lawrence is happy.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I mean, this is incredible. We got Carmen
I'm always
V
happy.
here.
What are you talking about?
Actually, Lawrence has a sweet Super Bowl sweatshirt from the 90s on.
I do.
And
Sun
I
Devil
guess I have to show
Stadium.
you.
Go Dubs.
Hold on. Let me get a.
Pretty awesome.
I still can't believe that stadium ever hosted a Super Bowl, but
I know, that's wild to think about.
woo.
Like every
Why
time I
would-
fly into Phoenix Sky Harbor, you
Shout out to Auntie Rosie.
You go right over Sun Devil Stadium. You're like, they had a Super Bowl there?
Sure did. It's built into a mountain, man.
Yeah. It's a cool place.
Friday, Arizona
That's cool.
State, right here.
That's me.
That's right.
That's
I know.
me.
I know.
Cronkite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Walter
That's great.
Cronkite.
Top journalism school.
Did you ever meet him?
Walter Cronkite.
I'm just kidding. He's probably been
no,
dead
he
for-
came and spoke
Oh,
actually
he
because
was
I was
still
still
alive.
like that's dating me, but he was still alive when I was in school, so he came and spoke. Yeah, I didn't meet him, but yeah.
Did you have to go to school there, or do they just like give you grades and?
I did not have the typical Arizona State experience as like you think of. I mean, I absolutely lived in an apartment complex that hosted like Bud Light sponsored pool parties, but I also worked my ass off. So I worked and I had multiple internships pretty much every year I was at ASU, and I took like 18 to 19 credit hours. So I was a sicko.
That literally might be the most impressive collegiate accomplishment, to go to ASU and to actually study and do what you just took an
that's
extra
wild.
class each year. Like that is why
My brother-in-law did that.
No one ever goes there and studies. You fail out in 1 year,
Yeah.
and
My
you
brother-in-law is like the smartest person ever, and he went to ASU.
They have some really good programs. They just get, trashed on for their gen ed classes.
Quick shout out to Kevin Carlson in the chat today. He was
was
there
awesome.
last night.
Kevin was there.
That's his dog named Mac after Khalil Mack, and he's wearing a Khalil Mack jersey.
That's cute.
And he's a beautiful doggo. And
Kevin,
shout out to Kevin. Good talk last night. Good to
Kevin
meet ya.
supports us a ton in the chat. Kevin came out last night. Kevin's the man. We appreciate you, brother.
What was it like being at that game last night? Was it fun?
It's fun in the way that you realize everyone around you is a sicko like you,
Yeah.
because you're all watching the same just awful brand of football and then you look around at the stadium and the stadium wasn't packed, but you just realize that these are these are the sicko fans, and it was just a live meeting of the sickos committee.
See, I have a lot of respect for Adam Johns because he's just like, yeah, the president's flying in. I'm not going to the game.
It took
Oh
a
my God,
a long time to get
Traffic
there.
was
Okay, I didn't know that till
crazy.
this morning. That's why it took me 2 hours and 20 minutes to get to
Well,
Joe's.
I
I didn't know the
from-
president was there.
I
Yeah.
know also from the south side, Steven, who was there last night with us. Shout out to Steven, who kicked ass for me last night. He went through there was a protest happening somewhere on I don't know, Lakeshore or whatever.
There was a
and
lot happening.
He had a hard time getting to Joe's as well. But we made it, and it was fun.
Yeah, you guys look like you had fun.
Shout out to Steve Brandt in the chat. Where's AJ is the best thing that I've heard this morning. That's amazing. AJ and I are buddies, and I have his number, and there will be some videos coming out later.
I would hope you have his number after what happened last
Would
night.
you like to clarify videos? Because now I'm starting to get weirded out. He gave you a lap dance. You have his phone number, and there's videos coming out.
He didn't give me a lap dance. He hung out on my lap.
He didn't give you a lap dance. He hung out on your lap as he danced.
I saw the video right before we got
and what would you call that?
I don't.
He hung out on my lap.
It's something that I can never unsee.
You would have seen it on Twitter last night.
He
but
was moving
Carm
though.
deleted it.
Like you can't just if he's hanging out on your lap, that means you just sit down. He wasn't.
You were bouncing him on your lap.
On my right leg.
How's that right thigh doing?
Feels great.
I don't believe you.
I hope he comes to the next event that we go to. We can relive this when
I can't unsee this, guys. I can't unsee.
How'd you think the quarterback played last night, Kari V? What'd you think of 17?
Well, listen, he got enough things done to win the game, and that's all you really want right now. It wasn't impressive. There was some major accuracy issues, especially on some of those short throws and the off-script throws and all that kind of. I was like, how are we missing guys that badly?
Yeah, which he wasn't missing before, by the way. How did they get worse? It literally get worse under the coaching staff.
It's called coaching adjustments on defense.
He just
They're
loses his
disguising coverages. They're making life harder on him. Remember, not everyone. The head coach of the Raiders got fired after that first game.
Yeah, but that didn't have anything to do with Bagent. His team just didn't play.
Well, right. That's why it was easier for him to look good. Then the next game, they started coming down and pressing. They started making it harder to make those quicker, easier throws. They're just the interception he threw against the Chargers. They had a cornerback drop back into cover 2, which you almost never see as the deep half safety. They did stuff like that to confuse him. That's why it's harder. Now he needs to be able to adjust back.
Mm-hmm. Last week, he was firing the ball across the field in the tight window to Cole Kmet because he was able to identify that the cornerback was 5 inches shorter than Kmet. And then he had the pass, by the way.
3 interceptions.
Yeah. He was reckless last week.
Right, that's fine. Kmet should have come back to the ball in the first one. He said that multiple times. The other ones should have been knocked down. They weren't like horrid throws. They weren't great. He's got to be better. No. I'm just saying, like last night there were some balls that were like.
He is following his reads though as well, because he was talking about how like he missed Tyler Scott, or he looked like he missed Tyler Scott like wide open deep. Yeah. But he's talked about in the press conference about that's not the read because the safety didn't drop down. And so if your safety doesn't drop down, he's like, Tyler beat him, but I didn't know Tyler was going to beat him because he stayed high. So that read gets taken out because you think that you don't want to put your receiver in that situation. You can't take for granted your receiver is going to beat the guy down the field. So like that read comes out of the progression then when you don't see the safety drop.
But that's where inexperience versus experience. Right. Like a more experienced quarterback's going to
I also
see that and do it anyway.
But this was his 4th game.
Right, exactly.
I mean, to me, there just feels like there's a heavy coaching point of get rid of it as fast as you can, be as careful as you can. Don't, no improvisation. I think to me it made it. I don't want to get into some whole argument with the chat right now about that he's some elite quarterback because I'm not making that argument. But I'm just saying, like, it seems like any aggressiveness that they had was coached out of him, which is hard to play that way when you're that afraid to make a mistake. So I actually give him a lot of credit that he's got through the game.
Yeah, and I mean, I do think that he is trying to follow everything to the letter, which is what you need to do, though, I feel like in the beginning at least, because then you do see those things where you're like, okay, my guy can beat that dude, and like that for next time. But it's just more. I feel like your baseline should always be following what the coaches are telling you because you should trust the coaches. Whether or not that's warranted, that's a different story. But when you're starting out, like it's a lot easier to build a foundation if you're following what the scheme is telling you to do.
Would you trust Bagent to be chucking it all over the field right now?
Maybe I'm
especially when you have to win that game last night.
Well, okay, so it's a little bit different last night because of the ramifications for the draft. So it actually really matters. I got all that, which okay, fine. So maybe that's why he's so they had him in such a tight window, and if Amir Smith-Marset doesn't return a punt for a touchdown, it's a lot more comfortable for the team. The defense played well and they leaned on it, and that makes a whole lot of sense. However, outside of the Carolina thing, you're not doing anything this year. Why don't you see what you got in this guy? I don't care if he threw. I'm not really the rest of the way here. Let's just say hypothetically, Fields that they decide that he's going to have surgery and he's out, and I'm not going to play conservative with him. I'm going to let him. I don't care if you throw 3 interceptions. Throw the ball. Let's see what you can do. I'd way rather do that than what they did last night.
Everybody's in such a rush with these quarterbacks all the time. The guy was playing Colorado School of the Mines a year ago. You got to take these things slowly. You can't just unleash them against these NFL defenses.
No.
But you make mistakes and then get down and lose confidence.
What do we talk about all the time that happened with Fields in the beginning?
Look, honestly, the best thing for Bagent right now is he doesn't have to play the rest of the year. He can go through a full off season, regardless of what's going on with Fields and whatever they decide at quarterback. He can sit. Again, people don't want to hear this, but actually the best thing for Bagent would be they don't have a coaching change. He can sit in the same offense, learn the whole thing, continue to go through this, and then he's probably better off next year whenever it is, whatever starting quarterback at that point gets hurt and is out. He's a backup quarterback.
I agree with you in that. I do think it's best for. I think like this was like a, as he put it, just to like drink it from a fire hose as fast, like the amount of that he's gotten to learn in this much time. I think it is good for him to step back and like, okay, let me breathe and figure out what the hell just happened in the last 4 weeks.
But like, and to your point earlier, like, why do you need to necessarily figure out what you have in Tyson Bagent? You know he's a serviceable backup at this point. You already know that, and like he's only going to benefit from learning the system a little bit more and all that stuff, so that when he is called upon. But I don't think anybody is arguing that Tyson Bagent is a starting quarterback in this league.
Carm is.
I'm trying to.
The Duke.
I'm setting the bar high.
The Duke $20 here, super chat. He asked, "Did I dream Carm got a lap dance by a full-figured gentleman on the post-game show?"
You didn't dream it, Duke, and I would objectively call it maybe the best moment in my history on the show. I thought it was so much fun.
Wow, I think that was a slap in the face to both of us.
I think so. I mean,
well,
this morning's already been better than whenever it was happening. Because if you watch the full video, it includes my reaction. Which is
I didn't see the full
you could have
video.
done that on if you had it on Twitter last night, but then Carm deleted it.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing. Carm deletes the video at 2. This video's taking off. It's going viral. Everybody loves it because it is actually objectively a funny moment. Good job embracing it. And then you deleted it.
Because there was no sound, there was no singing. I want the full effect. I want the right video.
Nobody watches videos on sound anyway.
Yeah, dude. Also, it was already out there, so like, give up on it.
Let it go. Don't you want you want the engagement?
I mean, there was a ton of views on it, and he just like said, "Oh, I'm going to delete it by like 1 a.m."
Okay. It was.
I just think of like Carm's brain at like 1 or 2 in the morning.
It was late at night. I'm watching it. I wanted to hear the sound. There was no sound. I called a member of the team, Greg Braggs, and
at 2 in the morning.
Yes, because I'm like, can we
not sleep?
Well, we finished the show at midnight, and then he had to do teardown.
Stadium until 12:30, but like I was in
he was
bed
up
by 1:30.
He was up.
1:30.
It was a major faux pas. I should not have deleted it. It was my fault. I apologize to everybody, to one and all. The actual video though will be reposted and rolled out. Greg Braggs is about to do that, and we can all enjoy it in its full effect. And I think that's the best thing for us at this point is we're moving forward.
All right, well, just so you know, everyone else is still going to watch it on mute.
That's fine.
I'm not even going to watch it. $4.99 Siddhartha here. Carm, it was phenomenal meeting you yesterday, brother. First CHGO and NFL tailgate. Had a blast. Felt welcomed by y'all and had some delicious barbecue.
He's in our tailgate video. Siddhartha was wearing his 22 Matt Forte. You're awesome, man. Appreciate you coming out. It was the tailgate yesterday was a ton of fun. And it was a ton of fun at Joel's last night. It was a busy day for us. It was good.
Yeah. And I saw like Nicholas Moriano was at the tailgate, and then all of a sudden he's in the press box, and I'm like, man, you're everywhere. It's very impressive.
Thoughts on his jacket? I know there was talk of his jacket.
His leather jacket.
His leather jacket.
His leather jacket. So I didn't see it on him. I just saw it on the back of his chair because by the time I saw him, he was already seated in the press box. But I didn't comment on it, but it was one of those things where I thought about it in my head, and then I just didn't voice it out loud. But I liked it.
Nick's a combination of Cruz, Pitt. And like
it was very Top Gun.
I mean,
It was very Top Gun.
He in his Moriano minutes, I don't know how he does it. He's got some style going on. He's somehow got I know it's a Samsung phone he brags about. He's got like the greatest.
Yeah.
Look at here's the jacket for you.
Oh yeah. See, okay, that works. With the hoodie underneath.
And like the picture's so crisp. He's got the stadium lights.
He's so
like.
Good
Does
looking.
anyone have a better stand-up video than Nick?
No.
He makes the
Did he do
local
that after
news
the game?
stations look ridiculous.
Did he do that after the game?
Yeah.
So I got
this
onto
is like
the field.
Ryan Cheverini levels.
I know.
Of
He's
class.
He's mini Cheverini.
Did he show the kicking competition between the TNF staff or the TNF people?
No.
They had one after the game.
After the game, so I got out onto the field to do
good selfie. I enjoyed the pic.
you.
Not a selfie, but the pic you got.
Yeah.
Good.
So I went out on the field to see Cassie and to I did a little stand-up video thing. Not really.
You guys had a wine tasting on the field?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
But I get out there and I just see Jason Kelsey kicking a field goal or trying to. And then Chris Thompson did it. Like, nobody's wearing shoes. Everybody's running around. Andrew Whitworth was the only one that like connected, and he connected from pretty far. I don't know how far out he was, but it looked beautiful. And I was like, let me find out that not only are you one of the best tackles ever, but you can also be an emergency kicker. It was hilarious. Everyone was running around. I got to see Richard Sherman, who I haven't seen in a couple of years, so that was cool. But it was really funny. They were out on the field just running around like kids. And I'm like, they seem like they're having fun.
That's awesome. It's good to see the Thursday night crew actually had some fun last night.
Yeah.
The broadcast did not come off that way.
That was like making up for the fact that they didn't have fun during the game.
Well, we apologize to Thursday night crew because that was something.
We do?
Well, I think we do. As a member of the Chicago Bears, CHGO Bears Podcast, and somehow associated with this football team, I think we put
apologizing on behalf of.
You could just say Chicago.
The Bears.
and that's yes.
Not Chicago. They looked like they had a ton of fun at the Wiener Circle.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch is a treasure.
I need to see the clip. Did they put it out there?
Marshawn
Yeah,
Lynch
it
went
was
to
out
the
there.
Wiener Circle.
That was
Did
2
you
years.
not see
I
that?
haven't
That was
seen
2
it.
years ago.
Oh, was that 2 years? That was
no.
Did he go again?
On Wednesday, they took Jason Kelsey.
and they
Right.
took Jason
and
Kelsey.
Whitworth.
Yeah.
But was
I think.
Marshawn there again?
Was Marshawn there?
Because they
again?
did
I don't
that.
know.
They did that skit last year for Thursday Night Football.
Oh,
Marshawn
okay.
Lynch
I
went to
did
Wiener
see
Circle last year.
something last night about with Marshawn's name attached to it, but it was definitely Kelsey and Whitworth who were there on Wednesday night. And
Yeah, it was both. It was kind of confusing. I didn't
I
know
was
which way,
upset that I
if
was not
Marshawn
there.
went
I
again.
love the sign on the Wiener Circle. It said, "Welcome Taylor Swift's boyfriend's brother." That's well done. Well done. All right, hey, we got a king of the game we got to give out, or DraftKings.
Oh wait, well hold on. Let's lead into this with Isaac Siegel, $10 super chat.
Isaac Siegel, $10, giving away our king of the game. Kyler is showing his prowess as not only a cornerback, but as a football player recently. Last night, him and Sweat were the best players on the field. Hashtag take that.
Wow.
Is this a cap super chat?
Yes. Cap Isaac Siegel. Cap.
Is it cap?
Anyways, though, yeah. Congrats.
We do have our DraftKings king of the game. Kyler Gordon, 8 total tackles. 7 of those were solo, 2 TFLs, and 1 pass breakup.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I talked to him in the locker room afterwards, and they were getting pressure like more creatively last night. It was coming from different levels. Kyler Gordon had 2 tackles for loss, he had 2 pressures, but he had that tackle for loss too.
He had 2 TFLs.
2 TFLs, 2 pressures, and I was like, man, I'm like, is this something that you guys are building? Like, are you trying to kind of get more creative in the pass rush? She said, yeah, all that other stuff. And then my favorite part, though, when I was talking to him was I was like, so do you like to hit people then? He's like, hell yeah. And I was like, all right, I like this guy. Like,
Can we talk about the fit though?
And the fit. Whew. He was head to toe. If you guys haven't seen it,
An orange.
Bright
I think I saw it
orange.
on your Twitter.
Yeah.
What was that?
It was Prada. It was head to toe Prada, including the sunglasses. It was incredible. There it is. Oh, you're okay. All right, you're okay. He actually
You guys
rescued-
can't see it, and we can right now. It's about to come out. This is like,
What does something like that cost?
I mean, what are you doing?
You don't want to know.
I don't want to.
Courtney asked him. Courtney Cronin asked him like how much something about like how much does a fit like that cost, and he just goes a pretty penny, or how much did he spend on it?
Yeah.
And it was a pretty penny. Go Yard bag. I'm like, why not
What
cap
was
it
the
off with
bag?
the Prada bag?
What was the bag? Then?
Go Yard.
What is Go Yard? I don't know.
It's
this
another
product.
designer. No, I mean that's thousands of dollars that he's wearing right
What
now.
what were the shoes?
I think this. I honestly, I thought the shoes were Air Force Ones, but I don't know. I didn't totally pay attention.
I mean, I'll say that the Sunnies look like I'm gonna age myself, but Kurt Cobain in the '90s wore some big old.
That's what's
Sunnies.
back, man. The '90s. What do you want to call it? Silhouette of sunglasses.
He also does look like perhaps he's working at O'Hare Airport as like one of
I
the
mean,
guys.
I was gonna say, can't you
waving
get that
planes down.
outfit? Can't you get that outfit at Marshalls for $40?
Not if
You
it
can
says
try.
Prada.
You can try to be a Marshallista, or whatever they call it.
It was even more shockingly orange in person, and it was great. But yeah, so it was he. But again, like he seems like he's having more fun and he understands this defense a little bit more. And talked to him about how Montez Sweat said that the back end was really good last night and it made things easier on them up front. And they were both talking about how complementary football within the defense, how much that mattered.
Well, I think the question here with the defense is, this is probably to me this is the first game where you actually felt a quarterback getting that was almost 2.
Got a lid tonight.
At least you got a lid.
Got a lid.
That was close.
Would have been all right.
This is the first game I felt like they were actually affecting the quarterback, like making the quarterback uncomfortable. Now, part of that, your opponent, Panthers, rookie quarterback, 100%. But the Bears were getting pressure in this game, and some of it was, using Kyler Gordon coming on pressures. Some of it was Montez Sweat just actually hitting the quarterback. He had 3 quarterback hits. That's what you want to see.
8 pressures.
And it's maybe the first time all season, too, we've seen rush and cover work together. Yeah. Also the first time in a long time we've seen all 5 starters in the secondary together. So what I'm kind of struggling with this, and I can't wait to have more time to go through some of the defensive tape over the weekend, but it's like, do we buy this? Like, is this defense really coming around? You finally saw some pass rush. You have the secondary together. Like, is this something they can really build on and be a legitimate force the rest of the season, or were they just playing the Panthers?
I was going to let you answer that, but look, we'll get a little bit more of an answer against the Lions in a week from Sunday.
Yeah, that's
but until they can do it, in my mind, against an actual quarterback who could fire it around, i.e., in which they're not going to see the rest of the way.
Well, and I mean, they're going to have a huge test against the Lions' offensive line. That's one of the best lines in football right now. So
okay,
and that's not the case for the Carolina Panthers. But I had big question marks about Montez Sweat being able to be effective on his own without the benefit of other all-pros on that line, or of all-pros on that line with him. And it seems like he led the way. I mean, he had 8 pressures. It's the first time a Bears player has had 8 pressures in a game since Robert Quinn in 2020.
2020, I know. I saw that stat. I was like, whoa.
And Montez Sweat has the 5th most pressures of anybody in the league this year. I just think that he is making it easier on the other guys so that they're being effective too, because then you have Justin Jones has 3 pressures. Yannick Ngakoue had 4. Like, he is making those guys along the line better. So yes, do I need to see it against better competition? Sure. But at the same time, he's doing what he was brought in to do, and it should make you feel a little bit better about everything they gave up to get him and the contract they gave him and all that kind of stuff.
No doubt. They are better today than they were 2 weeks ago. There's no question with Sweat. I'm just saying that, and Mubs, to your point, that Goff could fight around. Goff doesn't get enough credit. I'm not saying that he's played extremely well for Detroit, especially the last 2 years. But I still like to ever like we're getting to a point where the Bears defense, at least against bad teams, is borderline. I'm not gonna say elite, but like pretty damn good.
Well, and I'm gonna push back on you. And when it comes to the run defense, we've seen it all year. No matter who they're playing.
That's fair.
The run defense is one of the most improved units in all of football.
Yeah,
and it's legitimate.
Yeah.
So now to see the pass rush coming around, it is encouraging. Cody here with a 1999 super chat. I know Carolina is horrible, but it was definitely good to see improvement by the defense. And well, I'm gonna hold this thought. I think we need to talk about Montez Sweat just a little bit more. Quick timeout though, because we gotta, we're wondering, right? Who are the pretenders? Who are the contenders? We are now more than halfway through the NFL season. It does fly by, but DraftKings Sportsbook is still pumping out unbeatable offers every single game. New customers can bet just $5 on anything to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. They've been having this going on all season, so if you have not signed up, you can still get that. $5, you get $200 instantly in bonus bets. DraftKings isn't stopping there. All customers can take advantage of a sweetener offer every game day, and that's true. I open up the DraftKings app every single time. There's some sweet offer for whatever game, whether it's Thursday night, Monday night, Sunday night, whatever it is, they always have something for you. Get in on the football action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the app now. Use code CHGO, and new customers can bet just $5 on anything to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code CHGO. The crown is yours. Actually, it's Kyler Gordon's right now. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.1800gambler.net. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino Resort. Licensee partner, Golden Nugget, Lake Charles. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources.
And if you need the perfect bag for game day, if I know anything about the CHGO listener, this is right up your alley.
You need the bag that Kyler Gordon had.
Yes.
Perfect bag for
perfect
game day.
bag, but
according to him.
This is a little more.
Not for me. I'm probably going more up your alley right here.
You want to come over here, you too, Carmen Vitali, to Varsity Coolers. We've got you set for game day and beyond with the best portable cooler and weekender, the duffel bag that will take you around. If you're going to games or just going to the park, this is what you need. It's a unique design. We got team colors. We had them yesterday at the tailgate. It was a sweet look. It's got landmarks. It's got the food scene. It's got when you're walking around with this thing in there, Lawrence is about to pull it up here as I was stuffing one of them yesterday with Ollie Pops, another one of our fine sponsors. But this Varsity cooler it's a cooler. It's in a golf cart. It could be carry-on luggage. It's a great Christmas gift, Hanukkah too. Thank you very much.
The details in this thing are pretty awesome. I don't
the
inside with like the food, the like
yeah.
Chicago food, and then there's like all the retired Bears numbers on the side, on the outside, and
That's incredible.
yeah, it's pretty dope looking bag.
You know,
we don't need Carm dancing, but
you're going to the gym. You want to throw your underwear in there. It's going to go great. I mean, listen, anything you can do with this thing,
Make it weird.
It's
Because he's Carm.
it's got all the options right there. Look at that thing.
Was that on the ad read?
No, that was not. But I'm sure they appreciate it because listen, it says gym bag. That's what goes in your gym bag. You can, by the way, if in gym bag, whatnot, you get a little sweaty. Actually, you can wipe down the inside, no problem. The material is amazing. So this is what you want to do. Head over to varsitycoolers.us, varsitycoolers.us, and use the code CHGO at checkout for 10% off your order. You want to support us over here? Get yourself the bag at Varsity Coolers, varsitycoolers.us.
All right.
You're weird, Lord Crimson, my guy.
So last year, the Bears made a trade at the trade deadline, and they traded away a second-round pick for a guy that 2 games into it, you were already going, uh-oh. He's got to learn the offense. He's getting the ball. He's not involved.
Fields hates him.
That's what's going on here. This time, they make a similar trade. And on top of that, they immediately extend Montez Sweat before he even plays it down for the Bears. First game was okay. Nothing too special, but there was some decent rushes in there. Mm-hmm. If you actually looked at the film, especially from the end zone angle, you saw him having an impact. And then last night on a short week, I mean, this guy, remember, this trade was only last Tuesday. It was like barely a week and a half ago. And he's already played 2 games in a defense he doesn't know the calls. Mm-hmm. Not that he necessarily, that's has to play that position, but certainly the more you understand the scheme, the faster you're going to play. And Montez Sweat, the point is, there's just way better vibes with this trade than there was last year. In terms of first impressions, Montez Sweat's up here, Chase Claypool way down here.
Yeah.
But we're talking about super low bar, right? I mean, if we're going to compare it to the Claypool trade, I think we can go into a nice, comfortable Ryan Poles made a mistake. Ryan Poles, same position again. Ryan Poles believing in himself, not afraid to swing again.
Well, like he said at that press conference, though, he's like, you can't let a mistake from last year prevent you from getting gun shy this time. And I just look, it's okay to give these guys credit sometimes, right? Yeah. Everybody's frustrated. I get it, but this is looking like a pretty good trade. It's I want to give Flus credit for firing back at Jason Leisure last night. Great comeback. I mean, it really wasn't a great comeback, but I thought it was awesome. What's up your sleeve?
It felt like it.
What's up yours? Up yours is kind of the key to it.
Flus is anchor man.
I know I am, but what are you?
Yeah.
Also, it was Herb that asked him.
What's that?
It was Herb.
I thought it was Jason Leisure.
No, he said Herb was like, Why?
yeah.
He's like, you
No,
come
I
in.
swear that was Leisure that he was firing back at.
They said, did
It
we
was
ever
definitely-
find out what's up your sleeve?
Oh, that
Yeah.
part. Yeah.
What did
but
Herb ask?
Herb said something else later.
Uh-oh.
And he was trying
Oh,
to get trying to get something like, honestly, it was the best part of the press conference because Herb was like, man, I just want to know why you come in here and you're all like, you play all coy with us, but then on national television you get on there and say you got some stuff up your sleeve. Like, what do you mean? And then Flus was like, you got some stuff up your sleeve? And Herb was like, no. And like,
Wait, he reused the same joke on Herb?
yeah.
Flus is Brick from Anchorman. That's who he is. That's who he is. I don't know. I might want to go to your pants party or whatever the line was. He is Brick. Flus is Brick. That's who he is. He's one. He is.
I love Lamp.
Yes, I
love
love Lamp
Lamp.
is. I don't know what's up your sleeve. And then he does the weird lip thing that he's got going on. You notice
It's called a smile.
no, but he's got
He has a weird
When your face goes like this,
he's got a weird
It's a
lip thing
smile.
going on. I'm gonna tweet it
it was
right
very
now.
smiley last night.
He's
got
Brick.
it up you.
Flus is Brick.
That's what Nick said to me right after the press conference was he was extra smiley. I was like, well, he won a game, so
It was the start of the press conference. I'm watching it this morning. He's just like grinning at everyone like they won the Super Bowl.
I told you he was going to be happy.
yeah.
And then he's the video the Bears put out. We're gonna get so together. There's gonna be no distance in between any of us. I'm like,
kind of like you and
what
AJ
are you
last
talking
night.
about?
Kind of like you.
And then Lucas Patrick goes, even you, Montez.
Like,
What does that mean?
I mean, it's getting weird around here.
Yeah.
Super weird. This team.
I mean, locker rooms are weird. Teams are weird.
I kind of miss Club Dub.
Oh no!
It was just,
no.
It was just, let's go crazy
I
and
joked
dance.
about that before we went in. I was like, are we waiting for Club Dub to get out right
Club
now?
Dub. At least they had dubs.
Yeah.
Doug
They-
Van
they
Dorn.
had-
Doug Van Dorn was like $5. He says, "Did y'all find Eberflus's grin during the quick halftime interview a little bit creepy?"
I did call him Flirty Flus at that point.
I think that was a symptom. Honestly, like that was a symptom of Kaylee Hartung is a wonderful, sweet, gorgeous individual, and I feel like he was just like happy to be talking to her.
Right. Like it was.
I mean,
He's so sweet.
Would you rather talk to her or Jason
Right.
I mean, I like Jason. I don't know,
if you're Flus?
but yeah,
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
Kaylee,
I
100 out of 100.
I don't want to talk to Jason if I'm Flus.
Well,
Honestly,
that's what I'm saying. If I'm Flus, me, I love talking to
Maybe
Jason.
this also has to do with Montez. Like they know that they did something right, and he's excited to have a guy like that on his defense because Flus only rushes 4 ever, and you need to do that most of the time. You need guys that can just outright beat
That's what. Do
the
you?
guys in front of him, and Montez actually can do that.
I think Flus thinks he did have things up his sleeve that he did do.
Well, we saw
and
the
they were
Cole
just-
Kmet direct snap for
Right, there's
the
that.
tush push.
There's like blitzing Kyler Gordon. Like
yeah.
I think the tricks he thinks they're tricks, and the rest of us are like, that's just
That's
football.
normal.
But he
That's,
also
that's good football.
he did say though that like no, I didn't use what was up my sleeve because it was a defensive game. So maybe there's some when come the Lions here, buddy.
So he was. So I was fully thinking he meant defense because I'm like that. He's a defensive guy. But to your point, he did say that. So I don't know. Maybe so. Luke Getzey has stuff up his sleeve
That Flus knows about.
that Flus knows. I mean, I would hope he would know about it.
What's up your sleeve?
He is. Will you ask him a question next week and call him Brick? Hey, Brick. Would that?
Coach Brick?
Yeah. Coach.
I am not.
Is that rude?
Yes, and I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I don't think we can do that. But I might have to.
You might be able to do that.
I,
No chance I'm pronouncing that correctly. $4.99. Honestly,
Say it's
really.
Q. Call him Q.
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 Honestly, really hoping we just extend Fields for 2 years. Just build really good trenches. Then we move off of him. The QB would have more success. There's some truth to what you're saying. You don't even have to really extend him. You just have to pick up the 5th-year option. You get him for 2 more years.
Yeah, he's
Right.
still under club control.
so, all right. What do you do, Carmen, if you don't have one of the top 2 picks and you're the Bears and Fields plays at the same exact level that he's played at to this point? He has some good games. He has some bad games the rest of the way. What do you do?
I feel like you're backed into a corner at that point, though, and you either package. We're forgetting too that like there's more picks involved. Like they have quite a few picks outside of the first round, even. So I feel like you package it and you move up to get.
All right. Don't you
cost us to move up in the top 2 is it's way too prohibitive. They won't do it. You're out of the top.
Won't do
They
it?
won't do it.
Your hypotheticals, they don't have a top 2 pick.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Did
that
you
they
watch
won't
the
trade
Panthers
into it.
last night?
I understand.
Did you watch the Carolina Panthers? They're going
You're
to have a
making
top
this
2 pick.
completely impossible. This is like worst case scenario.
We're
If they
do-
don't have
I-
a top 2 pick, they won't move into the top 2.
I've never been more sure of anything, and I do think the Panthers will win some weird
you-
game the rest of the year because it's the NFL. They will have a top 2 pick.
Okay, we're still going to do the hypothetical
This is
because
an impossible-
you can't see the future.
Carmathetical.
Carmatheticals.
This isn't right. This isn't. I'm putting
This
you
is
in.
worst case scenario.
We haven't
Doesn't
had one in
answer-
weeks.
Carmen does not answer. I should say Carmi V does not answer.
Answer
Yes, she does.
Carmatheticals.
She is a coach. She's not answering your hypothetical.
She's answering this hypothetical. You're happy to answer this hypothetical because you see
I
all
don't know where it's
situations.
going. You're like you're cutting my knees out from underneath me.
I'm just telling you, you don't have a top 2 pick. You can't get in there. Fields plays exactly how he's played to this point. What do you do?
Take Michael Penix Jr.
Is that right? Okay, so you're out. You're generally out, which is fine. I know.
Are
That's
we
fair
talking
fit.
me or are we talking like what I think the organization would do?
And I'm asking what you would do.
Oh, what I would do. I mean, you're trying to get me to say to build through the trenches, right? Because
no, I'm not.
okay.
I'm not trying to pit.
But
I'm
I mean,
not,
you should, and I think that should be
Okay.
a huge priority of building through the trenches and insulating yourself against any sort of average quarterback play. Like if you build a really good offense, you build a really good offensive line, you build a really good skill players, backfield, all that kind of stuff, then it doesn't matter who you have under center, right? But like, I don't see that happening. Obviously.
So you think they're gonna have? You think it's a new quarterback coming? You think
I
they're?
do, and I think that for
That's what you
multiple
think.
reasons. Because not only do I think they're going to have the draft capital, but again, like Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus did not bring Justin Fields in, and that matters.
Right.
It matters a lot because the way that it matters is because you can't feel good about attaching yourself to somebody else's get. And like if you aren't blown away by a guy, you're attaching your job, your livelihood to someone that you don't have full confidence in. And that's why it matters who brings in these quarterbacks.
Right, but I know they didn't draft him, and I generally agree with what you're saying. But you did trade a 2nd-round pick last year for Chase Claypool. You did trade the number 1 pick to go get DJ Moore and try to give him the best chance to win. So you didn't draft him, but you're a little bit tied to him. You have tried to make him better. You
try to get rid of his excuses.
yeah.
And you can still do that, which is this super
That's
chat.
another way of putting it.
Football CF
which
Candy
We're looking
490
at it.
499 pounds sterling. Is there a way the Bears can keep Justin Fields, draft Marvin Harrison Jr. and Olu Fashanu? What stat projections would you look for? Shane Waldron for OC/head coach. Lot in there. Yeah. Yes, there's absolutely a world in which I think that can happen, though. But Fields has to once again take these last 7 games and prove that he's a better option than whoever is available there wherever the Bears pick. I mean, that's ultimately we can complicate this and hypothetical it to death. But if let's say you're drafting number 2, Caleb Williams came off the board to, Arizona or something. Do you want Drake May or Justin Fields to be your quarterback? Yeah. And that's where I love that we have this conversation on a daily basis, but I don't know the answer to that. I haven't watched enough Drake May at this point.
Yeah,
we have 6 months until the draft.
Yeah.
5.5 times flying.
And also, this is kind of the question that's always sat in my head, is that if you believe that Justin Fields can be the future of the franchise, then are you comfortable giving him, especially at the end of the season, are you comfortable giving him a contract worth $40 million a year? Right. I know you have him under club control if you pick up the 5th-year option, but that is where that would be headed. If you keep him and especially if you end up with these like top 2 in the top 3 picks or 1 at least in the top 2, you're going to forfeit that opportunity and maybe not get it again and tie yourself to a guy that you're eventually going to have to pay at least $40 million a year. Is Justin Fields worth $40 million a year?
Tough questions.
Not right now.
Not right now?
Absolutely not right now. Right now, I think it's just, is he worth the 20 or whatever the 5th-year option?
The 5th-year option is.
Again, here from Football CF Candy, 499 pounds sterling. Hoge, Carm. Here's a stat. In the last 15 years, only 20% of quarterbacks in the top 5 have made it to a second contract. I still think you got to build trenches. I agree with you, and I think last night, little eye-opening, you see Bryce Young struggling that much. And I think it's okay for us to take a little time out here and talk about Bryce Young, because what concerns me the most about Bryce Young right now is it's actually not the durability and the size that has been a problem so far. Mm-hmm. It's the things he did well at Alabama he's struggling with here, which is just a good reminder of how tough the NFL can be and how much of a crapshoot this can be. And it's just a stark reminder that you can move on from Justin Fields. You can draft Caleb Williams. You might end up having a lot of the same problems, except with a less experienced quarterback. Caleb Williams is smaller than Justin Fields. One of the biggest criticisms on him already is a very similar criticism that Justin Fields had. He holds on to the ball too long.
Yep.
So, and then you're just putting another young guy in a not great organization. Here you go. Throw him to the wolves. Figure it out.
I think that the Bears can do both, though. I don't think it's an either-or thing of building through the trenches or getting a quarterback.
Yep.
You're going to have a higher, even if the Bears finish out the season with get to 5 wins or 6 wins or whatever it is, you're still going to have a relatively high pick that's your own on top of whatever the Carolina Panthers finished with. You can flip all of that. Ryan Poles has shown he's not afraid to flip his draft picks. You have multiple picks in the second round. So I just feel like it's not an either-or situation, and you should absolutely be building through the trenches because of the fact you see what's happening to Bryce Young and the fact that he is behind Swiss cheese when it comes to an offensive line at this point, and it's affecting his confidence. It's affecting the way he plays the game. He's playing scared. You don't want that at all. Like, that's not a good situation for a young quarterback to come into, regardless if one is coming in or not.
Yep.
I hear you. You can have your cake and eat it too if they do it exquisitely right. And just get the chat in here from the Duke, because we love you, Duke. 1999. Remember Poles' A score system and that video showing JF won at like 98. I'm sure the contract will factor in, but if Caleb or Drake don't match or beat JF's A score, why move on? If you trust your system of player analysis, keep JF. Maybe they will.
3 players on there though. Justin, Chase Claypool, and Velus Jones.
Oh no!
I think those were the 3 top A scores.
No!
Well, see, that's where I want to go with it. Like, look, you had, and maybe C.J. Stroud wouldn't be successful in Carolina because of their whole system, and maybe it would look completely different. But the fact of the matter is that it is such a crapshoot, and you have to be really good at evaluating players and figuring out if their skills are going to transfer from college to pro, all of that. Ryan Poles' track record on evaluating skill position players is not good at this point. It's off. It's Velus Jones off. It's Chase Claypool off. So
you got to give him credit for DJ Moore, though.
I'll give him some credit for DJ Moore, but that's already an established guy.
I was going to say that's an established.
No, I know, but when they made that big trade, I need X player.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's able to make an aggressive trade for DJ and an aggressive trade for Montez for established guys. He's willing to give up draft capital, and DJ's a little bit more complicated, all of that. But
that's why just
draft. Do you trust when you? And I'm not saying that he needs to be able to trust himself, so maybe this is completely irrelevant. But do you trust that this guy is going to sit there and evaluate who's in the draft and make the right choice as far as the quarterback is concerned? There's no evidence that he's able to do that. So maybe, which you have to trust your GM to be able to do that, but it makes me nervous. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but there's quarterback is more of a known commodity coming out of college than a lot of other positions, and there's less of them. Like, There is an agreement among everyone across the league, like evaluators everywhere, of like who the top quarterbacks are. It can change. It can be like, well, I like CJ Stroud better than Bryce Young, or I like Bryce Young better than CJ Stroud. But like in general, you know which quarterbacks are going to be in the league and be effective immediately. So I like, in some sense, there's this question of who's going to fit their system better. But at this point, you don't even know what that system is going to be right now. So I would trust him more with quarterbacks versus like skill players, because I just feel like they're a way more known commodity.
That's interesting, because yes, they are. We have the names, but if you go back, like there was the names of Trubisky and Watson and Mahomes.
You can't hold that against Brian Poles.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, but they get it wrong all the time.
Yeah,
like,
but everybody gets it wrong all the time.
Right, but that's where we're at. Like, I think your point that you're in this position now, you have a huge decision to make in paying Justin Fields versus taking advantage of your position. That is.
Yeah, but
you got to get.
You're still in that position,
right?
Like, being in that position is better than not if you need a quarterback.
Well, right. You want to be in this position.
Like, you can't not take a quarterback because you're like, he's not gun shy. He just said how he's not gun shy. You can't be gun shy when you're sitting with that kind of capital, and you're not sold on the guy that you have under center yet. You got to take a swing.
I hope Justin comes back and throws for 5 touchdowns against the Lions.
Defense.
There's another hypothetical for it. Do you think they want this to be just hey, come back and be bad, and so it's very clear that what we have to do?
No.
You think that they will come back and be great?
That's the dumbest thing you've ever said on this show.
You've said a lot of dumb
you got
things.
a lap dance from a guy named AJ yesterday.
You don't think they want?
There's no scenario in which that's what they want. The best thing for everyone involved is that no matter how this ends up playing out, Justin plays extremely well down the stretch. Even if they end up trading him because they want, quote unquote, their guy, the trade value is higher.
Yep.
Okay, let's play that through.
You don't root for him to be bad so the decision's easier.
Or
okay, hold on. Go ahead.
Like, are you coming at it from the fact that like the rest of Chicago is going to be more on board with this? Because Ryan Poles doesn't give a shit.
I'm coming at it from.
This is why people in the comments think you just hate Justin. Why would anyone want him to be bad?
That's got nothing to do with
But I know,
Justin.
but I'm just telling you that's why people say that.
Okay, but I don't like. However, people get twisted in the comments. Let's not worry about that right now. My point is this: Ryan wants. What does he want to do? He wants to continue to be the general manager of the Chicago. He wants to continue to be the general manager of the Chicago Bears, right? That's what he wants to do. He wants to continue to make lots of money and sit in that seat and make decisions and live his dream. If the quarterback doesn't play well, it's very clear what he has to do, and there's no second guessing, and it's an easy decision for him, and nobody can push on him on it. Now, if he plays great and he still thinks that Caleb or Drake or whoever is better, and he trades Justin, and Justin goes off to the Atlanta Falcons or wherever and dominates, and his guy comes in here and sucks, then he gets fired. And that sucks for him. So that's the argument that I'm making. Like, for him, if Justin's bad.
What you're missing, though, is it doesn't have to be an either or. It doesn't have to be. It has to be what's the best way to win football games. Yeah. If Justin plays well, there's a world where he could think Caleb Williams has a higher ceiling and he still doesn't draft him. Because the best thing to win more games in the future is Justin's good enough to start and win. We add Marvin Harrison Jr. to the conversation, add a left tackle potentially, or hopefully, and I don't know this, I haven't gone into the draft well enough, it'd be great to get a 3 technique, God forbid, like a real one. And you can still win more football games, maybe even trade back, add more draft capital.
Okay, but
it doesn't have to be an either-or situation.
I got it. But let me tell you something. The likelihood of what's going to happen the rest of the way is that Justin Fields plays exactly the same way that he has played to this point, which he's going to have some good games and he's going to have some bad games, and it's going to be a murky decision. Yes. And that's a tough spot for Poles.
I don't think it's if he continues to play exactly how he's playing now, I don't think that's a murky decision.
Okay, well,
because
you think it's easy just to move on.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do, because again, you want to tie yourself. If you're going to go down, you're going to go down with your guy. So it's easier to tie yourself to someone that you brought in that you can take accountability for. And so far, Justin hasn't shown you that he can win games for you.
All right, let me ask you this question.
So I don't think it's a murky decision.
Let me ask you this question. I'm putting your NFL reporter career on the line. Your bet that will Justin, if he plays exactly like we're saying, right, as he has, do you think he's going to go on and be successful elsewhere?
Now, remember, the way you answer this question, your whole entire career is on the line.
Yes.
Because that makes sense.
It doesn't have to make sense. This is not a courtroom. This is the CHGO Bears podcast that we're doing.
Be very careful with this.
But there's more factors to it, though, because say Justin does go on somewhere else and he lights it up somewhere else in a different system that's better tailored for his skill set. But if the Bears bring in a quarterback, and that works. If Ryan Poles brings in a guy that works,
yeah, sure,
and the Bears win games,
yep,
it doesn't matter what Justin does.
That's right. I agree. I
So-
agree. They have to get it right though, and he's got to step into this team with whatever
But
coaching
he's
staff.
trying to get it right. He thinks he's going to get it right. He has Brian Poles has confidence in himself, so he thinks that by making the pick is going to get it right. He's not making a pick thinking he's getting it wrong.
We don't even know where they're drafting.
We don't even know where they're
Although
drafting.
I will guarantee they're in the top
You
two.
just
They're in
screamed
the top
at,
two.
You just screamed at me. You can't do that hypothetical because we know they're going to be in the top 2, Carm.
They're going to be in the top 2. The Panthers are terrible. The Duke said for 1999, Hoge, that's what I'm saying. It took significant interpersonal issues for him to move on from Claypool, and he has yet to truly give up on Valus despite his play. I'm not saying his system is right, but it
is his system, right?
Well, he also didn't draft Fields, though. I mean, so
Right.
just because the A score grades out well doesn't necessarily. Yeah, I know what you're saying though. You're putting a lot of emphasis on that one clip they showed in that 119-20 football drive. My guess is they don't make decisions completely just based on that A score. I do have a little bit of a problem that sometimes I do think they get too traitsy, and I personally like how the Lions have been drafting. Just draft good football players.
Yep. No matter where they.
Maybe Jack Sanborn's actually a good linebacker because, well, the tape shows he knows where the football is.
He does.
Maybe he doesn't run the fastest. Maybe he's not as long and tall as Tremaine Edmonds, but he gets to the football. So maybe he's just a good football player. I don't know.
Got shouted
Need
out of the locker
dudes.
room last night,
Need dudes, man. Beasts.
Got shouted out for dropping the interception.
but he was there. Sand God was there. Should have caught it.
He was.
He'll
All
catch
right.
the next one.
We got a lot of super chats to get to. Also got to tell you about Empire Today. With Empire Today, you get shop at home convenience, the right product for your needs, quick and professional installation, and a low price guarantee. You know there's copycats out there because, well, Empire Today is the best. So they're going to have copycats. Those copycats cannot beat Empire in quality, service, speed. Those copycats advertise low-quality products that they simply won't carry. They won't promise Empire won't promise the lowest prices because anyone who does is putting flooring in their home that they wouldn't put in theirs. Empire has a virtual floor designer. It's a great way to see how new floors will look in any space. It's easy. Just snap a picture and instantly see how new floors will look in your room. Shopping for floors at a big box store can be frustrating because you might be talking to someone who was a plumber yesterday. Flooring is all Empire Today does. They live and breathe flooring, so you can be confident you're getting honest, upfront advice. They pride themselves on convenient shop-at-home service. They service their own warranties. Schedule a free in-home estimate today. All listeners can receive a $350 off discount when they use the promo code CHGO. Restrictions apply. See EmpireToday.com/CHGO for details.
Do we need to put Carmen V on the spot? Do you know the number? Do you remember the number? The jingle? The Empire jingle?
Yeah.
Will she go with this? Will she get it right? Or go
Hold
with
on.
Luna? This is always the question.
800-588-2300. Empire.
Today.
She passed
Today.
the test.
Nice
Is it-
job.
Is it? Did she? Because isn't it 312?
No.
No.
It was 800.
Yeah, bro.
Where?
Okay. Wow. It's just like angry people out of nowhere.
Did grow
I
up.
swear it was 31258, but that's the Luna.
So disappointed. in
No.
you.
Yeah.
800. Okay. All right. Hey, if you want to support us, become a diehard and go to Empire too. And buy everything that we try to sell. But the main thing you could do right now is become a diehard. What's up, Hoge? What's your
No, I'm intrigued what this transition's gonna be like.
we
Are we in it? We're in it now.
Yes, we're in
Okay,
it.
we're
We're
in
in the diehard read. We have podcasts that you're watching or listening to right now. We've got post-game shows. We've got premium written content. We got 20% off our suite events. We got
hats.
We got brand new hats.
I saw these hats last night at Joe's.
They're
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 awesome.
awesome.
They're sweet hats.
I actually woke up this morning and I was mad. I meant to get one last night and I didn't.
Yeah, I know. What was I thinking? I didn't. Yeah.
I got caught up in post game and then they were gone.
I got
I
one
didn't
coming
know
in
that
the
we
mail.
could take those.
No, you
can't
have to
take
buy
them.
them from Lindsay.
We had to buy them from Lindsay.
Yeah, bro.
I thought she was hooking us up. Okay, I would have paid. But I thought we were getting the hookup
The point is, if you're a diehard, you can get those.
for free.
20.
free.
No, you,
Well, you get a free shirt.
you get a free shirt. You get 20% off all merch.
He has
How
no
long
idea
have
how
you
the
worked
company
here?
works.
I think you should get a free hat too, but that's fine. You get a free shirt. That's fine. I'll talk to upper management. let's see if I can get that done for you. Bottom line, you get a free shirt right now when you become a member, and you get the members-only Discord where you get to become best friends with everybody in there, including the great Gary Ross, who was at our tailgate yesterday.
Happy birthday, Gary Ross.
Happy birthday, Gary. Yeah. Just do it. Become a diehard. It's better for your life. AllCHGO.com. AllCHGO.com. We need you. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you. We give you the value back.
There's a guy that moved from Charlotte to Lakeview this week. Came to the event last night. Said he's signing up to be a diehard.
That's my guy.
That was awesome. There was also another guy that I don't think knew we were going to be there last night, and he was like, "What are you doing here?" But he was happy we were there. He knew who we were. He just didn't know it.
Listen, Ryan and Sarah and Bob and Phil and Young Optimo was back in the chat today, and Keith came from Florida, and
I saw Eric from Kentucky, right? He was
yeah, we had Kentucky action yesterday. Dono and Angie and Hayden and Delina from Australia coming in. She brought two of her friends. Her first ever Bears game yesterday. Kansas City. Brock working at Arrowhead Cadillac with his buddy Tyler and dad Todd. I mean, I appreciate all of you. Mike Singletary.
Yeah, Mike Singletary. Erlacher was at the watch party. Hey, get fitted out in the best sports gear around. Hoodies, shoes, signs, bobbleheads, everything in between. Foco has you covered with Aloha shirts, straw hats, polos, bags, everything you need for a game. A lot of our set decorations here at CHGO are courtesy of Foco. Go show them some love in return. Check out Foco.com or click on the link in the description below for all non-presale items. Use promo code CHGO. You'll get 10% off. We got a lot of super chats to get to. Then we get into the weekend. What do we got? Where do you want to go? I saw Phil Snow in the comments.
Phil Snow. Carmen, can you talk about the impact that Phil Snow has had on this coaching operation? Because I really appreciate what Phil's done.
I mean, for all the people that impersonate people in the chat, like, what are we doing? Phil Snow?
199. Yeah. Every day we stray further from God's light.
He coached at Arizona State. Did you know that?
I did not know that. Yeah. See, there we go. Look at the coaching tree of Phil Snow that people are sleeping on.
He was on the Pac-10 championship, or he was a member of the staff of the Pac-10 championship.
See, Phil Snow, damn
Mr.
it.
Cub DB Swanson 7. After looking in my sleeve, I've determined that it's doubtful that there are any tricks. Possibly, maybe we will have to see, but maybe doubtful could be.
Didn't you tweet that?
I did. That was my tweet last night. I said.
Yeah, you said that.
I forget what it was.
You said the things up Eberflus's sleeve are doubtful to return.
I said the tricks up Matt Eberflus's sleeve are officially listed as doubtful.
Doubtful, there it is.
Yeah.
But not out.
But not out.
No.
Just doubtful.
Just doubtful.
Yeah.
That's my guy. I can't wait for Monday. I'm going to miss him over the weekend.
Cody 499 says maybe there's a 3 technique up his sleeve.
So I talked to Javon Dexter actually yesterday in the locker room for a little while.
Love
because
him.
I've heard from other coaches around the league, like they've noticed Javon Dexter on tape. And I wanted to ask him like how it was going. He was in a 2-gap system at Florida, and now he's going into this like 1-gap system that he has to be more effective to the quarterback, maybe more penetrative. Is that a word?
It is now.
Of the line. So I asked him how it was going, and he said that he's learning, and he's getting more work because he's learning, but he's learning from Justin Jones and all these guys. And I'm like, this is where I would really love, though, the Bears to have like that dude at 3-tech, because you invested so much on the D-line in the draft, and you have all these young players. Yeah. How much could they benefit from a guy that is is elite at that position?
I would put it at their biggest need
right
now. Like literally on the entire roster.
Yeah.
Even more than quarterback. Because I think when Fields is playing, I said this last night, when Fields is playing, what are defensive coordinators worried about? What are they game planning?
Yeah.
They're still worried about Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Right now, the Bears, they need a 3 technique to really be that missing piece in the defense, although the defense is getting better even without that. Good, let's see, God Dog It, LLC. Is that a real LLC? We'll have to look that one up.
Dogs in the picture.
$5. With Jalen Hurts, Philadelphia switched coaches to a good coach and OC, and still building around him. For Justin, who is a better passer and runner, we don't have anywhere close to that team.
No.
It's a fair point.
No.
Good stuff. God dog it.
Did we do this one already, or is this a separate one from Q? I think this is different, right? Or is this the one we already did?
No, we did not do that
we
one.
didn't do that one.
Yeah, Q again, $4.99. Honestly, really hoping we just extend Fields for 2 years. Yeah, we did do that.
Yeah.
We did do that. Yeah. Daniel, $10. Don't look now, but someone had to hold Zach Pickens, and there was a crucial holding call on Carolina at the start of a rookie flashing, maybe.
He's flashed a couple times, and he did again last night.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to go crazy.
Both of the young guys are, again, I just wish they had,
Well, neither one played that well in New Orleans, though. And they also weren't on the field that much, which is another conversation.
They were on the field more last night.
You guys you got to play these guys.
They were on the field more last night.
They were. Well, I'm just saying, 14 snaps for Javon Dexter in New Orleans. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's go. Leroy Pinkston, $5. With a win in Detroit, do believe it will stop the trade. Oh, do believe it'll stop the trade. Fields talk, I know, asking for a miracle.
Well, trade deadline come and gone, so no one's going to be talking about it anytime soon as far as it happening. But, of course, the offseason, I don't
I think he's talking about the offseason.
You're right, yeah,
but I don't
clearly,
think one win would prevent that from happening.
Leroy, that conversation, if we're talking about the offseason, it'll be a conversation until they give him an extension or at least pick up the 5th year.
Chris, $5. What are your thoughts on Getsy and his scheme? Panthers' best defensive players out last night, and we only score 1 touchdown. How is Getsy not getting more heat?
I think he is getting heat. He should be getting heat.
I think he's getting heat.
Yeah. I mean, it's blatantly obvious that Getsy is a system guy. Like, he has his system, and you need to fit his system because he has not so far, at least, actually adjusted an offense to exploit Justin Fields' skill set.
Yeah.
And also the whole thing talking about not having to change the game plan if Fields were to play over Bagent this last week and saying that is a good thing is mind-boggling to me.
That was seriously the worst thing he said.
Mind-boggling.
Dude, they're completely different quarterbacks.
They're completely different quarterbacks. Can Tyson Bagent run things kind of like Justin Fields? Maybe, but that's not using him to his best ability. That's not using Justin Fields to his best ability if he were to come back in. The fact that you are not changing that scheme based on who is under center is insane.
Yep. It was really, I couldn't believe he said that.
I couldn't either. Like, it was a good thing, too.
Yeah. Dude. I put my quarterbacks in the best position to succeed. We tailor what we're doing around their skill set. So, of course, it's drastically different with Tyson and Justin. Justin is one of the best quarterbacks in the history of the league to run the football. So we try to take advantage of that.
Right.
Versus, oh, no, actually I tried to jam him into the system that I want to run for the first 3 weeks of the season, and it looked terrible. And then finally I got him more comfortable in his 4th week after he called out the coaching staff. Come on, man. You better than that, in theory.
All right, Kevin, now $20. Our guy Kevin, flirty floose. That is all.
Thanks, Kevin. You the man.
Flirty floose.
That's such a good flirty floose.
Big Cram.
New avatar
Big
for
Cram.
Big Cram. I like that avatar,
Look at Cram
Taking
trying to
pictures
skate there. 1999, fell asleep yesterday during the game. Looks like didn't miss much. Your guys' post-game show was awesome, but did not expect a grown man bouncing on Carm. Yeah, that's unfortunately burned in my memory.
That Carm.
Mine
that Carm.
too.
Right here.
I was there for it. It was even worse.
You definitely were mortified. But
Yes.
we lean into possibilities on this show, and that was what was possible in that moment, and that's what happened.
Son of Gore, $2 super chat. Morons greater than Bears Twitter.
Twitter has just become a cesspool even more so than it was before Elon Musk ruined it. So
Well, Braggs is the leader.
I mean, I
Braggs
love
is
you.
the leader of
I
Bears
love
Twitter.
I love all y'all on Twitter, but that is a phenomenal $2 super chat.
Andre Skinner, $4.99. How do we know Justin wants to be in Chicago?
doesn't really have a choice right now.
Yeah, you're under
but-
contract there, buddy.
That's a fair question for the record.
But it is, yeah. I mean,
I mean,
it's
he's
all he knows, though, at the same time. I don't know. Does he realize that, like, if he went somewhere with a guy that really understood him as a player and built a system around him, like how good that would be. But maybe he does, and maybe he.
Well, how like just human nature,
Right.
How does he not lay in bed sometimes going, did you see my rookie year? Like, and what I went through with Nagy and that coaching staff, and then what I'm dealing with now, the weapons, the lack of weapons. I mean, now he has more than he's had, but it's not exactly been an easy ride. And, you know, you can poo-poo those Roquan Smith comments the other day, and, you know, I saw a lot of that on Twitter, like, oh.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. Well, right or wrong, he feels that way. And he's not the only one to leave Chicago and feel that way.
Right.
So, look, there's definitely a reputation here that the Bears got to, I mean, that's a much bigger picture conversation in my opinion, but
yes,
they're not exactly viewed inside or outside of the league or organization, I should say, as like this destination place to go to.
No,
I mean, have success.
That was one thing I brought up with the Montez Sweat trade too. Well, the trading the second round pick to even have the right to negotiate with him, because I'm like, you can't woo free agents to Chicago. There's just like there's not good weather. There's state income tax.
You don't
have generational talent on this roster that can say, "Hey, come play with me."
The president shuts down the Kennedy on game day.
Like you had to kind of.
Who's the quarterback? Where is the stadium? Who's helping me get to the quarterback? Like, yeah, we don't have any answers for any of that. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not easy for Chicago to woo free agents. So
Also, as somebody who's had to do like deep psychological work to not be a grass is greener somewhere else guy, like of course this guy's having thoughts elsewhere. He has to.
Yeah.
I mean, you need like a lifetime subscription to BetterHelp, one of our sponsors, to get to not think about like I am best right where I'm at. I'll tell you, Jalen Johnson seems like he's a grass is greener right now. Did you see one of the efforts on his tackling last night? He was like, he just waved it.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. God dog it again here, $5. Every quarterback, vet or rookie, needs a good OC who can scheme to their strengths. That has never happened here for Justin, Trevor, Josh Allen, and Herbert. All got new OCs. Now look. Actually, Herbert's kind of taking a step backwards.
Yeah, he got a pass, but.
Rick, $5. Would you feel good about rolling with Bagent if you had 3 firsts this year and 2 firsts, 2 seconds next year to stack the team with talent?
I mean, I think he's going to Canton, so sure.
I mean,
where
no,
are we getting 3 firsts from?
Yeah, I'm wondering where all that draft capital's coming from.
Maybe trading Justin?
He's saying
You're not getting.
You're
all
not
that.
getting a first for Justin.
You're not getting all that.
I think he's saying you're trading out of the one and getting more firsts.
Maybe. No is my answer on Bagent
No.
as the long-term starter.
Yeah, that would be.
Do I think they can build around Justin and still have success with more pieces around him? I'm still on that train. The Bagent thing, dude, it's a great story. It's a phenomenal story. The guy is a good backup.
He's a good
backup you want to have.
He's a good backup.
That's what he is.
I'm not putting a lid on him. That's just me. But, you know.
No lid over here. I'm a no lid guy. Except
yes,
on
we
the
know.
show.
My computer's still not clicking.
Ouch.
I've done everything I can.
D. Larso very upset with Carmi V, though. We got a double dip from D. Larso.
$199. Does
This
Carmi
was,
V still think Jordan Love is a surefire Hall?
So no,
of Famer?
this you guys
and then he
really
followed
need
up,
to let
though.
things go.
$4.99.
I'm guessing you didn't actually say that.
I didn't actually say it.
Yeah.
He followed up with $4.99. Carmi V must answer for her J-Love Hall of Fame talk and her constant field slander.
I would really implore you to go look at that clip because I never ever said that. Granted, Fox put up a graphic that said I said that, which I was very upset about.
Thanks, Fox.
But I never actually said that. If you go and look at the clip, it was on the NFL on Fox podcast. Dave Hellman and I were we were bantering back and forth. And this was before the season started. And I was like, I jokingly said, I think the Packers did it again. And because there was all this talk, obviously, about how they'd have 30 years of good quarterback play. And this was their system. And this is the way that their strategy and the way that they do it. And with all of the pieces that Jordan Love is supposed to have around him, with a good backfield, a great offensive line, and a defense that has 8 first-round picks on it, that was a really good situation for Jordan Love to come in and develop. So that's what I said. I think Jordan Love is going to be good. I still think Jordan Love is going to be good. I never said he was going to be a Hall of Famer. And when I tell you, people come after me on Twitter to this day about something completely unrelated. I'll tweet about something completely unrelated, and people bring up that graphic. And I'm just like, it's my employer. That's my own employer just throwing me under the bus. I never said it.
Well,
I never said it.
You know what? Brett C., I like this comment much more. And a great cat, too. Brett C., $5. Just want to give a shout out to Carmen. I enjoy your reporting. You're always in the know. Thanks for all your hard work.
Thank you.
That's better.
It's really hectic.
But also, Jordan Love sucks.
Just for the record,
you can follow
to back up Carmen
at
V.
Carmen V.
Because last year we got to do Bears After Dark together, and now she's here today. You are a unicorn. What's your Twitter handle? X's and O's over bros and hoes or whatever you said.
Oh, my bio?
Yeah.
It's the X's and O's, they haunt me. It's a play on an L King lyric.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Oh, I love that song.
But I've spelled it just X's and
Yeah.
O's like football, but hers is the X's and O's.
Yeah, I feel like hers was a play on there.
Anyway, the point.
Missed opportunity for Carmen to be singing right now because he doesn't know what song.
I
she's
know the
talking about.
tune. I do know the tune. Thank you very much. I love that tune. I've pounded the ceiling in my car to X's and O's. They haunt me. But my point
AJ,
is,
come on in.
we're having dinner later. But Carmi knows the game in ways that very few do who are around it, and also brings the energy. And you're just a unicorn. You do great work.
This is making me really uncomfortable.
Well,
Thank
I'm
you.
just telling you, you do. I mean, I think.
Not
I mean,
comfortable with
I do think
compliments.
you're a bit of just an incredible football nerd. That
I'm a sicko.
Yeah, you need some other things to do. But I'm impressed by what you got in that cranium of yours. You got a lot going on there.
Well, I appreciate it.
By the way, respect for that.
You're in there too. But I can't wait to get home and go over the tape this weekend.
Yeah.
Adam Hoge, somebody clip that. Yeah, I can't wait to watch a movie this weekend and not think about football for 5 seconds.
I am telling you though that the next 24 hours and 49 minutes are going to be devoted towards
Right, but after that,
one thing:
yeah, but then that
beating Nazareth.
right. What time is the kickoff?
2.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Let's do the math on that one.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
24 and 49, yeah.
So 2:00 on Saturday, kickoff. Game's over at 5 roughly. You celebrate your victory till 6. Then you're gonna go home. You probably have a whiskey and not do football. But Saturday morning, this dude's up at 8 going over tape, and then you're gonna watch football all day on Sunday, and then you're gonna watch football Sunday night. Then you're gonna come in here on Monday. And that's what we do.
I've got
Not if Chris
I've
has
got
any
4
say over
teams that I
Sunday.
have to do that for too. It's real fun.
You love it.
Quick
it.
shout
You
out
love
to Lou Yang and Leroy for just throwing us a couple blank super chats, and we'll end
Thanks,
it with
Leroy.
Brandon,
Brandon's the man.
$5. I dare you to try and name one Chicago sports team that's better than the CHGO team. I enjoy your
You
talks
guys
about
are
the Bears
great.
more than the on-field product. Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon.
They are all wonderful here.
Stay strong, especially you White Sox fans out there.
Oof.
So excited for your White Sox. What the future
Did you
is.
watch Benetti's intro presser with the Tigers or no?
I saw clips and him doing his normal, very introspective, classy,
He's such a wonderful person.
inspiring others.
Yeah.
Nah, no need for that here.
No.
The guy is.
Why would you want that guy being the face of your team?
He's got no chance in this industry.
I
wouldn't bet on his
they
future.
really let go of the last good thing about that organization. This is coming from someone that worked for them.
I know they lost Richard Hoge yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, you thought losing Benetti was bad, but when Papa Hoge leaves, that's when you know it's over.
You think they're going to get rid of hot dogs over there? Do you think they'll stop?
And beer. We don't need beer. All these other teams that have good beer, we don't need beer. Who needs beer?
Sad.
What else can they get rid of?
Let's charge the same amount at Guaranteed Rate as they charge at Wrigley for beer. Or maybe we could do it the other way and charge half as much.
Or maybe $3 beer day would go over really well. You might actually get fans to show up.
I've just recommended that one for a long time. And more so now than ever, just be the most fan-friendly organization there is.
They're the opposite of that.
They are.
They're not doing a great
They're
job.
middle finger to their
Just
fans.
flip-flop.
every
I remember
day.
when I was working for the Dodgers in 2013, and I would have to put together all of the clip and statistical packets and all that kind of stuff for the coaching staff. And at the end of that packet is attendance records for everybody in the league. And the White Sox were always at the bottom. And I'm like, every single time they would do something that was like basically fan verse, I'd be like, why are you doing this? You already have the lowest attendance in the league. You should be doing everything you possibly can to get butts and seats.
Yep. What's up, Lucas? Bring him back, by the way. I love Lucas.
He's a good guy. You know,
G-Elite-O.
Which city do we think the White Sox will be in 10 years? That's all I got to say.
They're going to be right here,
Won't
Hoge.
be here.
Enough with your...
Will not be here. Portland, you have a new baseball team.
They're not leaving.
Nashville.
Stop it.
Nashville's they're going to get their own team.
Let's end the show with something
want
positive.
Adding more teams.
Yeah, Dave Stewart's going to make it happen.
There's not enough good players.
That's fine. What's
Have you
this
seen the
one?
White Sox? Case in point.
Yeah.
End the show with something positive. Carmen's going to be on TV tonight.
I am. I'm going to be on
Shout out to Football Night in Chicago.
Football Night. I'll be on Football Night in Chicago tonight.
Carm's other show.
Yeah, are you
Great
hosting
show.
it? Yeah, what?
Yeah, no, he's not hosting. Lawrence Holmes is hosting it.
That's a
I'm going
shame.
to go on with Lawrence.
You'd had more fun with me, but, you know.
I mean, I would, but no, that's not true. I really love Lawrence.
Carm's
I
never
love
invited
both
me to
of them.
be on that show when he's hosting. Lawrence did.
Oh, my God.
Ow. Ouchie.
Yeah, okay.
Have you ever once been, I'm hosting, come on with me? Nope. Nope.
Okay.
Also, I would
I'm
immediately,
quite
also, I
literally
would
caught in the
immediately
middle
say
right now.
no.
Okay.
Quite literally
I would
caught in
be-
the middle right now.
I would also be like, no, I can't do
I've
that.
never heard a guy complain about doing more things because you just overworked. Now he's throwing out.
I'm just
haven't
saying.
asked me to host.
Lawrence asked me to come on.
Yeah, did you? Okay.
Lawrence is wonderful.
Technically, Strobel did, but
All right.
he said Lawrence wanted me on.
All right.
That was good enough.
That's fine. It's when I fill in over there, you're getting a call now, and you're going to say no, but that's fine.
Yeah.
He just wants to be
wanna
asked,
be
Carm.
asked.
Okay, everybody wants to be asked.
I want you to want to do the dishes.
Ha.
Does anybody?
did
No,
ask.
Lawrence
That's
got it.
I did ask for Carmen
Who
to come
wants
on.
to do the dishes?
I did ask
Nobody
for Carmen
wants
to
to
come on.
do the dishes.
Yeah, you did ask.
I
me.
did ask for Carmen
You
to come
did
on.
ask
I
me.
didn't ask for you to come on. That's true.
See?
Yeah, no.
That's acceptable. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay.
All right, guys. We're out of here. Enjoy your weekend. We'll be back on Monday. Herb Howard will be here on Monday. We'll talk to Cole Kmet on Tuesday. Ryan Baldinger on Wednesday.
How good is Cole Kmet? Seriously.
Good football player.
He is just getting
Good
better
interview.
and better.
Get him here every Tuesday on CHGO. Go become a diehard as well. Carmen, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun as always. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. We'll see you on Monday at noon.
We all silly like the mayor.